Bonjour tout le monde, bonjour et bienvenue au cours de français communautaire. It has been a long time. It's been a very long time. It's been about 2 weeks. I think about 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks. But I hope you're doing well. Uh, I'm very excited to be going live again, and I hope that you've had great holidays. J'espère que vous avez passé des joyeux fêtes comme ça. Et oui, oui, c'est ça. Bon, I'm very excited to start the new year off with you guys. We are going to be doing a lot more new lessons and stuff like that. So it's very exciting to be starting 2021 off with community French. So, bon. Now, if you can see from the title, we're doing boire in the near future. Now, we've looked at verbs in the past, not in the past, but we've looked at verbs like in previous lessons in mainly the present. But today we're going to be looking at the near future, which is another form in French that it's similar to English. And we're going to be diving into that in depth. We've looked at boire. Boire means to drink, right? Je bois, tu bois, il est l'on boit. Nous boyons, nous buvons, vous buvez, ils buvent. Boive, sorry. And then what we do is we're going to be conjugating that into the near future. So bon. Excuse me, I think I'm getting a little sick or something. Now, before we get started, avant que nous commençons, je vais vous demander deux questions. I'm going to ask you two questions. Now, c'est ça. Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Now, here we go. Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Remember our little formula that we had? Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, le 5 janvier 2021. Now, that's a big one to say. So, répétez après moi. Repeat after me. Aujourd'hui, c'est mardi, le 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 janvier, January 2000, 20, 20 et 1 and 1. So the French, what they do is once they get to 20, they go 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3. But they don't add the et in between. So it's not like 20 et 2, 20 et 3. No, it's just 22, 23, 24. So but for some reason, when they get to 21, they put the 20 et 1 because you have the voyelle U there. So yes, so that's how you say it. So 2021, très bien. Et aussi, quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? Aujourd'hui, il fait gris. Il fait gris, froid, et je pense qu'il pleut aujourd'hui. Il fait gris, it's gray. Il fait froid, it's cold, oui. Il pleut, je pense qu'il pleut. Ou je pense qu'il pleuvra, I think it will rain, that's the future tense. Il n'y a... je ne sais pas. I don't think it's gonna snow. Je pense qu'il n'y a pas de neige. I don't think there will be snow. Bon. Très bien, tout le monde. Now let's jump into the lesson itself. Now I'm going to put this little banner up here. Lire ensemble, so we can read the lesson together, and then we will jump into writing it. So I would like for you guys to follow along with me as we do the lesson together. Très bien. So, we've looked at this verb in the past previous lessons. Boire. What does boire mean? It means to drink. Very good. So you drink like liquids. Very good. So this is the verb in this form right here, the re. That is called the infinitive form. That's the most simplest form of the verb. In English, it's comparable to like to speak, to drink, to play, to run, to scream, what have you. We've looked at boire in the present tense. The present tense. Today, we're going to look at the near future. Now, in French, we call it futur proche. So the near future, basically, it's the near future. So it basically means like I am going to do something. So basically, you take the verb aller. Aller means to go, and then you take boire and you put in the infinitive. And what is the infinitive again? The infinitive is this. So for all these sentences that we're going to be doing today, we're going to take aller and we're going to conjugate it. We've looked at aller before. We've conjugated aller, right? Let's review. Je vais. Répétez après moi. Je vais. Tu vas. Il, elle va. We have on aussi. Excusez-moi. Nous allons. Vous allez. Ils, elles vont. Très bien. Now, we don't necessarily have to worry about conjugating boire because we are going to keep it in the infinitive for this whole lesson. So don't really worry about it. But if you want to review it, you're more than welcome to review it. It's right here. So, je bois, tu bois, il, elle boit, nous buvons, vous buvez, ils, elles boivent. Très bien. Now, with any sentence, we need basically the rule is if you want to make any sentence that's more complex than just a subject and a verb, like he walks, he drinks, you need one more thing, and that thing is an object. So you need a subject, a verb, and an object. And in French, there are rules to this. French, the subject, you have the subject, you have the verb, and the object. So in French, the object has to agree. The object has to agree in gender and in number with the subject. So you have. You could have this being plural, and it has to agree. So I'll show you what I mean when we get down below. So we have objet, objects too. These are nouns itself. We have un verre de lait. We're going to be using these down below. Un verre de lait. That means a glass of milk. Verre is a glass. I don't have a glass near me. Du thé. Du thé is some tea. De l'eau is some water. Une tasse de café. Une tasse de café is a cup of coffee. Now a lot of people usually don't drink coffee in a glass. They drink it in a mug. That's what you call it, a mug. Something like this. Like they don't really drink it in like a glass that you drink water out of because that gets too hot. Avec modération, with moderation, et chaque jour, each day. Très bien. Now, excuse me. Let's go down here. This is what we're going to be using. Now I'm going to be going up and down so we can do these together. So we're going to do numbers 1 through 5. Okay. Numéro 1. You are going to drink water. You are going to drink water. Now, in French, we have two different ways to say you. We have tu et vous. The rule is, anybody that you don't know, like don't really know on the street, you use vous, just to be formal. Vous is the formal form of saying you. Tu is like for friends or people that you do know. You wouldn't necessarily say this to teachers unless they give you the permission. Vous pouvez me tutoyer. You can tutoyer. Tutoyer means to like use that form of you for you. You could use this for like parents and stuff like that, but grandparents you would most likely use vous and stuff like that. It all depends on the dynamic you have with the person, but for the most part we're going to be using the tu. The when I'm going to be using the vous is when I see this right here. You all, because all vous, there could be a group of people, and then that's when you want to use all vous as well. So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say tu, right? Because that's the subject pronoun for you. Remember the subject pronouns? We have je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Je means I, tu, you, Il, elle, he, she, and we also have on, which means like one. Nous, we, vous, you, plural or group or formal. Il, elle, they. And you remember in French, they take gender. So he or they, masculine, feminine. Just like up here, il, elle. So here we go. You are going to drink water. So, like I said before, we're going to be using the near future. So we're going to be taking aller plus the infinitive. Tu, what do we have to add for aller? Tu vas. Très bien. And then what do we need? The infinitive. Boire. Très bien. What's the rest of the sentence? Drink water. How do we say to drink water? Right here. De l'eau. Très bien. And we're going to be using all of these. We're not going to be doing new ones. Don't worry. So, tu vas boire de l'eau. You're going to drink some water. Very good. Or you're going to drink water in general. What's the next one? Okay. I am not going to drink tea. Let me see. Can I make it like this? Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Okay, that's perfect. So follow along with me right here. It's a little small, but so I can see both. Two, so it's not distracting. Deux. I am not going to drink tea. So we know how to say I am going, right? Je vais. Oui. Oops. Je vais. So the way you want to say I am not going is, what is the rule? How do you say something when something's negative? There could be two verbs in a sentence, and the rule is you take the first verb, excusez-moi, you take the first verb and you put a negative, you put the negative ne pas around it, right? Je ne vais pas boire du thé. No, I don't have the accent marking. I don't have that capability on my computer, but just know it's T-H-E at the accent grave. So the rule is in French, if you want to say something negative, you take the first verb in the sentence. There could be two verbs in a sentence. The first verb starting closest to the subject pronoun always takes the ne pas conjugation. Now, 95% of the time, if you want to make something negative, you take the conjugated verb, which is this, right? The second verb is in the infinitive. You take the conjugated verb and you put ne pas around the conjugated verb. That's the rule to make it negative in French. Très bien. Trois. You all aren't going to drink a cup of coffee. So we're going to be using the vous subject pronoun, right? Vous. And then we want to say aren't. This is where English gets kind of funny with the contractions. Vous n'allez pas boire a cup of coffee. Comment dit-on un cup of coffee? Une tasse de café. Très bien. Now, the reason why I put n'allez pas is because we want to say you aren't going to drink. Vous n'allez pas boire une tasse de café. You are not going to drink a cup of coffee. This is using the near future, so it's like it's not an action that's happening right now. In the present, it's going to happen soon. Like après ce cours, je vais boire une tasse de café, for example. After this class, I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. Donc, 4. We are going to drink a glass of milk. We are going to drink a glass of milk. So how do we say we in French? Not O-U-I, we. We want to say we, the subject pronoun in English. Nous. Très bien. Nous. Nous allons, right? Because we want to conjugate it using aller plus the infinitive. These are like little formulas that I want you guys to know. Nous allons boire. The only time that you'll see this not go after, the only time you'll see the boire not come right after the conjugated verb is when you have pas. So just remember that. Pas. Boire. Nous allons boire, what is it? A glass of milk. Comment dit-on un glass of milk out of all these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 choices. Un verre de lait, très bien. Un verre de lait. Très bien. Nous allons boire un verre de lait. And after every time we make a sentence, I would like for you guys to repeat them too, because that's important. Because we're working on writing skills, right? We're also working on reading skills because we're reading from the page, even though it's in English. You're reading up here as well in French. And then we're also working on listening skills because you're listening to me talk, and reading skills. So we're reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Très bien. Et finalement, numéro 5. Finally, numéro 5. They aren't going to drink every day. It's generalized. It's not like they're going to drink milk or something like that, so we can be general. They aren't. So how do we say they in French? We're going to be using these two subject pronouns down here. Il, elle. Now the rule is in French. Oh, did I just lose it? Hold on. Oh no, it's right there. Okay. Now the rule in French is there could be a group of 999 women, one man. I say this, I feel like I say this every lesson, and that's just how French is. French is a gender-specific language. It's not like it's being sexist or anything. It's just that's just how French goes. There could be a group of 999 women and one man, and then the il subject pronoun, the masculine form, takes the cake, basically. So it's il. That's just how it is in French. Spanish is like that too, I believe. So we have numéro 5. They aren't going to drink every day. So remember how up there, so this is how we want to say something positively. To say something negatively is we take that little ne pas sandwich, we put it around the conjugated verb, right? So before we put the conjugated verb of the conjugation of vont, we need the sandwich. We need like the two pieces of bread, right? Ils ne vont pas. Très bien. Ils ne vont pas. So what comes after pas? In this context, if it wasn't negative, it would be the infinitive, right? So it'd be boire. And then how do we say each day out of all these? Chaque jour. Très bien. So that's it. Ils ne vont pas boire chaque jour. Let's read these sentences together. We can read these aloud. And if there's any mistakes, we can point them out. So the first one is, you are going to drink water. Tu vas boire de l'eau. We have the tu, vas, right? We have the conjugated. And then we have near future. We have the plus the infinitive, boire, right? We don't conjugate the second verb. We don't conjugate the infinitive. De l'eau, très bien. Number 2, I am not going to drink tea. Je ne vais pas boire du thé. Just notice that there's accent aigu over the E right here. I don't have the capability of putting that on the here. Vous n'allez pas boire une tasse de café. You are not going to drink a cup of coffee. Numéro 4. We are going to drink a glass of milk. Nous allons boire un verre de lait. We are going to drink a glass of milk. A cup of coffee, glass of milk. Notice there's a difference between tasse et verre. Une tasse, un verre. Now, here's the thing with French, is 90% of the time, if something ends in an E, it's feminine, right? Une tasse. But there are times where something ends in an E and it's masculine. Un verre. Très bien. Et numéro 5. Ils ne vont pas boire chaque jour. They aren't going to drink every day. Ils ne vont pas boire chaque jour. Très bien. Très bien. Now that's it. If you want to take a screenshot of this page, please do that. I will also be my colleague, I don't post these, I just make the worksheet. My colleague will be posting this online. So please go to rolalanguages.com. I have the ticker going down here, and you can log on to our little worksheet page, and you can find our worksheets created there. So if you want to follow up with this lesson more in depth, you're more than welcome to go there. So yeah, so that's about it. Let me make that bigger. Si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas à me contacter dans les commentaires If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment in the comment section over there. I'm looking over there because it's right there in the screen. And that's really it. I hope that you enjoyed the lesson. Just to recap, we looked at boire in the near future. We looked at aller plus the infinitive. That's the rule in French. Whenever you have whenever you want to talk about something in the near future, you take the aller plus the infinitive. That's the rule. It never changes. So yeah. So that's all I have planned for today, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the lesson. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. And I will see you this Thursday. Je vous verrai ce jeudi. Au revoir tout le monde et j'espère que vous passerez une belle journée aujourd'hui. Au revoir.